Hey everybody, welcome back to Money and Music. I am Doc. Today we're going to be listening to some heavy hitters in the finance and music industry.
If you can buy a soda, you can invest.
We own hip hop, but we don't own rap music.
What's the cliche statement? If you hang around 5 rich people, you'll be the 6th.
I listen to his music because he's talking about, hey, how much farther he wants to go.
And I tell people in my business, I turn dreamers into doers.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Money and Music. I'm your host, Doc Fuller, and today we have a 23-year-old Spelman grad, HBCU, shout out, that has her own business. She not only has her own video editing company, but she also runs her own Turo rental business. I'd like to welcome Jada Fuller. Jada.
Hello.
My niece.
Introduction. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You know, you're my niece. I've seen you develop and just truly grow up over the years. Now, tell me a little bit more about all the things that you're into. Like I said, you're in the Turo business. Well, let's start there. What is this whole rental car arbitrage business?
So basically, how I like to explain Turo is that it is like Airbnb for cars.
Okay.
That's the easiest way for people to understand it. So essentially, you just list your cars on Turo, and then people book them to rent them. And yeah, it's pretty much just like Airbnb, but just for cars.
Airbnb for cars.
Yeah.
So where did you find out about it, and like, what does it take to do it?
So my mother actually put me on game, and she was like, "Listen, you need multiple streams. Like, you need to
shout out Poochie.
Shout out to my mom." So she put me on game, and I had to do a lot of research, like on YouTube and just different things, just to see if it was something that I actually could do and had the bandwidth to do.
Mm-hmm.
So once I decided, okay, this is something I could see myself doing, we went ahead and just got started. And my mom has been helping me with everything. And basically, we went and got 3 cars within the span of like a week.
Wait. How did you get 3 cars in 1 week?
So basically, it all has to do with me having good credit.
Okay.
Because I didn't put any money down on these cars.
Mm-hmm.
So I got my first car, which was a Toyota Camry 2021 XSE, and it's really nice. It has the red leather interior, so that kind of brings a different crowd that's kind of looking for something upscale but on a budget.
Okay.
So that was like one of the cars we got, and then we also got a Kia Forte. So that's more of like our economy car that actually gets booked the most, obviously because it's cheaper.
Okay.
And then we also have a Nissan Sentra. So yeah, we got all those within a week.
So you have a little something for everybody.
For everybody, yeah.
So for somebody, I mean, at 23, right, just having graduated college, like what was your motivation to go this whole entrepreneurial route?
It really kind of fell into my lap.
Okay.
So my first, I would say my first baby was video editing.
Mm-hmm.
And this was my sophomore year of college, and I did an intro for my cousin's friend.
Okay.
And I was just doing it because I did an intro for my cousin, and she saw that. She's like, "Oh, do my YouTube intro." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So then I did that, and then she was like, "How much?" And I'm like, "What?"
Right.
I can get paid for this. And I thought that was so cool because it was just something that I did at my pastime, something I did growing up. I didn't see it as like, oh, I can make this like a stream of income for myself. So that's how I got started with that. And then after that, it kind of went up from there. Like that was the start of my entrepreneurship journey.
So Digital Jada, we recently did a clip. So we had T.I. that joined one of our Zoom calls, and we teach kids, of course, around financial literacy.
Right.
And so the video editing that went behind that, we did a little intro for T.I., right? But you did that. It was like 60 seconds of fire.
Yeah.
Right. So when you talk about like the editing, like so for that 60-second clip, what did it take? Like how long did that even take for you to do?
I would say that probably took me like 4 hours,
4 hours
minimum. I didn't time myself on that one. I usually do, but I didn't time myself on that one. But I would say 4 to 5 hours. Yeah.
So how do you juggle both of these, right? So you own Digital Jada, right? You own this fleet of cars, right? That you're making money at on Turo.
Yeah.
Like how are you juggling all of these things?
Well, really, Turo is the least time demanding because essentially I just have to make sure the car is clean, get it to the guests, and then get it back, do the checkout and all of that. But in between that time, it's really not too much work I'm doing. Video editing definitely takes up a lot more of my time. And I just juggle it just by compartmentalizing my time, making sure I'm doing you just have to have systems in place. Like, you just have to have a system. So for Turo, I have a system. For video editing, I have a system. And I have a calendar for both. So I have a calendar for clients for video editing, and then I have a calendar for my Turo guests.
Wow. So how are you using social media to kind of amplify what you do from either acquisition standpoint or just a marketing standpoint in general?
So my biggest thing is hashtags. I always tell people use hashtags. That's how I find anybody who does anything. Like hair, makeup, nails. Literally just ATL, makeup, like whatever you're searching for, you have to use hashtags. And that's kind of how I got started. So as soon as I did my cousin's friend's intro, I created an Instagram account for it.
Okay.
And I started posting my stuff. And then I just gained a lot of followers from hashtagging. And then I also got into doing work for bigger YouTubers.
Okay.
So my first big person, I guess, was Kennedy Simone. And she's
all right.
Yeah, she's a YouTuber. She has about, I want to say 1 million followers. She probably has more now. But she actually reached out, and then she gave me a shout out. And from that shout out, it was literally up from there. I got 600 followers in one day just off of that. And she didn't even have to do that because, she just didn't have to do that, but she did. And I thanked her after that because I'm like, you don't even know what you've done for me. It was just a side thing. Oh, let me just create an account. And then, here and there I can get, people to do their intros, but it turned into something much more than that. So yeah, that's pretty much how I got started.
Yeah, and I can't not say about your dad, my brother, my brother Cecil. So my brother Cecil, right? Very entrepreneurial. Your mother, very entrepreneurial. How did that rub off on you, and how are you using that to actually teach the next generation or even your peers about all of the things it takes to be an entrepreneur?
I think your environment is everything. So like you said, because my parents had that entrepreneurial spirit, it kind of rubbed off on me. And it was I have to do it. My mom is you can't just work a regular job and you have to do more than that. So it definitely was just my upbringing and my mom's encouragement and having that support team. So I definitely got lucky on that.
Yeah. So what do you think? There's a lot of pressure, I think, even for yourself, right? And a lot of college graduates, get a degree and then go into this 9 to 5 kind of route. And what are your thoughts around taking some other avenues? Because it sounds like you've taken those other avenues. How much of your college education are you utilizing now for your business? And how has that impacted you?
That's a really good question because I was just thinking about that the other day. So I'm actually, on top of everything I'm doing, I'm in an internship as well. Okay. And I just got a part-time job offer from that. So now I'm going to be juggling that as well.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So it's been crazy, really. But again, just compartmentalizing that time and just figuring out okay, I have these hours I have to be at this internship. I have these hours I need to dedicate to my clients. I have these hours I have to dedicate to Turo, which again is the least time demanding. So luckily, that's why I think Turo is a great business to go into because it's not as time demanding. But yeah, just juggling everything and just figuring it all out. Just getting everything situated and
And so what you're doing is a form of arbitrage, right? Where you're taking an asset, leveraging that, and developing income streams out of it. Just like you can go and do this. You talked about the Airbnb business. I know folks who are doing that, where they rent out a corporate apartment, let's say, that they'll do a commercial lease, and then they'll put it on Airbnb.
Right.
Are there other streams of income outside of Turo that you're using for your vehicles?
No.
It's just pretty much Turo.
It's just Turo.
Turo's giving you all of it.
It's just Turo, yeah.
Okay. So what's next? You already have 2 businesses. You're about to do the internship. What's the future hold?
I mean, honestly, just figuring it out day by day. But I've definitely been feeling like I'm moving in my purpose. Okay. Everything is just happening for me at once. With this internship and the job, it's kind of in my field of what I do. So I'm just doing social media for them, video editing, and obviously that's what I do in my actual business. Right. And they know that I do that for my business, so they're very understanding of my time and the different duties that they give me. Right. And yeah, it's just literally figuring it out day by day, just continuing to try to level up.
So for your peers that's in your age bracket, right? 21, 25. What do you tell them? Like, how did you even get this internship, and how can they level up?
I would say definitely putting yourself out there and being connected with the right people. That's really important because if you're hanging around people that aren't really doing anything,
Right.
then your life is going to show that. But if you're hanging around people that are doing things, that are moving in their purpose, they're going to naturally want to help you elevate. So they're going to put you on, and they're going to be like, oh, can you look at this internship? You might be interested. That's how I found it. One of my friends sent me the internship, and I honestly was so in my like entrepreneur mindset where I'm like, I don't really work for anybody. But then once I looked into the internship and saw what the company was about, I was like, this is something I could definitely do, and you know, it's something I could enjoy and grow from, and help them grow as well, because that's essentially what I'm doing, is like helping them. So yeah, so I just got into it because she sent it to me, and then I applied, and luckily I went through all the interview processes and I got it. And it's been great, and I've learned so much.
That's awesome.
I've learned so much, because you have to think about it like, going back to your other question about like the 9-to-5 thing, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as you're benefiting from that. So like, I know that what I'm learning in this internship, I can apply this to my business. Like I can apply this to different things. And it's helping me just grow and elevate. So.
And so with the business, there's so many complexities, right? They don't teach a lot of the things that it takes to be successful, right, in schools. So you may have gone for one major, but now you're succeeding in something completely different, right? So when it comes to this, there's profits and revenue. How are you working with budgeting and managing that whole aspect, which may be new to a lot of people new to business?
Yeah, that's new to me. It is because in college, like I was just not good with money. I would be like, where did all of this go?
Right.
Now I'm a little bit better because I'm older. I have more responsibilities.
You're a little bit older.
Yeah, bills, so like it's a little different. But the best thing to do is make a spreadsheet. So you can like do this on Excel, or even if you don't have Excel, they have I think it's Google Spreadsheets.
Okay.
And you can you can list out like all of your bills and then all of your income, like, and what's going out. So that's gonna help you figure out, okay, am I really profiting?
Right.
Like, what could I have spent this money better? Like, did I need to go to Starbucks that day?
Right.
So
yeah. So when you're looking to learn about business, I know you have family that you can call on, right? Or do you find other sources of information, whether it be books, online, folks? Like, where are you getting the information from that you need to grow?
So for entrepreneurship, I would say just finding different influencer that is their niche. So one influencer that I really like, she's a Black young girl like myself. Her name is Erin On Demand.
Okay.
And she's a brand strategist, and she has a club that you can join where she like does these weekly lives on different sectors of entrepreneurship. She has so many different things that you can just get from her to get more knowledge on entrepreneurship, and even a one-on-one call, and she can help you figure out what you need to do to elevate and scale your business. So just again, just like having the right people around you, following the right people. Like, what are you pouring into your mind? Like, what's on your timeline? What is on your feed? Like, you have to really think about like each post, like, how is this benefiting me? Like, there's so many people that I just unfollowed or I muted just because I'm like, it's not servicing me. And I have to be on social media a lot just because of what I do. And I'm just very picky about what I see, because we don't realize how much that can actually impact us.
So putting like positive things, like surrounding yourself with information and people, right? I think that there's a saying that said, you know, nowadays life is less about how many people that you have around you as friends, and it's more about who you're following. You know, so your circle is now a digital circle, not a physical circle. Right?
Especially in this day and age.
And so you're tuning out a lot of those people, and they're keeping you focused, because like anything that you keep consuming, I love it. You're gonna keep consuming like where you're going. If you're consuming the end game, that's gonna help you get there, and you're kind of filtering out a lot of that. So this is money and music, right? So what song, artist, on the musical side has inspired you, either from a business standpoint or an empowerment standpoint, even for a financial literacy standpoint?
So there are a lot of different songs. And a lot of songs nowadays, I'm not gonna lie, it is nonsense. But sometimes you can pull from that
But
nonsense.
those beats, they be knocking though.
Yeah,
Those
right,
beats hit.
right. The beats, that's what gets you. But you can pull little nuggets and little things that are actually something you can use in your real life. So one song that I really like now that's out is Migos, and it's called New Money. So they're
New
basically,
money.
yeah, they're basically saying like it's a new day, get some new money. Like every day you should be getting some money or working towards that in some type of way.
New money.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
And I think, if we're focused on getting new money, we'll eventually get to the point where we're able to pass on to our grandkids old money.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like let that new money
Exactly.
transfer to old money.
Yep.
Now, I haven't heard that song yet. You have to send me that.
I will.
That's fire. So you're a boss, right? In your own right, you're doing big things out there. You're inspiring others. What do you want the generation that's coming after you? So like, my kids, Dylan, Layla, Charlotte, even the younger generations in the family and out there, right? What do you want them to know that you know now that you wish you would have known at 10 years old, let's say?
At 10 years old, I would say do something now that your future self will thank you for. And I try to think about that every single day. Like, did I service myself today to where next year I'm gonna be like, okay, I did that? Or is it gonna be like just another day of just not really, living at my full percentage of who I could be? Because I always say, I saw a quote and it said I'm operating at like 30% of myself, but I'm seeing success at that 30%, so I've gotten complacent. I can't remember where I saw that from, but shout out to whoever said that. And I was like, that's so true, because when you can see success, and usually because it's something you're naturally born to do or something you're naturally talented at, and if you can see success doing not the bare minimum, but just doing you, just not really overextending yourself. Like when you see success at that point, it's hard to strive for more because you already see it, but you have to constantly be striving for more because there's always a new level to get to. Like you want to be operating at least 90% every day and not 30.
Oh, the marathon continues.
Yeah.
Like Nip said, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see where Digital Jada goes, the churro business, your internship. I mean, at this age, I'm very proud of you. I'm looking forward to everything that the future holds, and I thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You're very welcome.